Hello, it's day 11 of my adventures with my circular sock machine. Today I'm going to use this yarn, which is Knit Picks donated yarn. I'll make a baby hat for Birthline, and I have switched to my 72 stitch cylinder. So you'll notice a different setup bonnet than I've had in the past, because this one is for 72 stitches rather than 64. And I've started my waste yarn. So let's get cranking. Oh, the top of this hat is going to have toe shaping again, so I can practice heel and toe shaping for my socks, which I'm going to start hopefully tomorrow. So let me crank a few more rounds of my waste yarn. Then I'll add the project yarn in. I switched to the larger cylinder so that I can make a little bit larger hat. On the 64 stitch cylinder, you can make a hat, but it really is for newborns or almost preemies. I'm also going to move to a little bit lower tension so that it's a little bit stretchier. This hat will have a hung hem. Oh, so I need to, before I put in my project yarn, I'm going to put in a 1 round ripcord. Let me grab some of that fishing line. I don't quite have enough of that. I had used some smaller pieces of ripcord. I was trying to use it between Christmas ornaments when I was chaining them together. So I have some shorter lengths of it laying around. This I don't think will be a super big deal though. I'm going to make sure that I get this one behind a couple of needles though. I'll put this one around that needle. Okay, we're looking good. We'll get around to the beginning of the round and then we'll add our project yarn in. We'll do a 10 round hem, which means I need to crank 20 rounds. Will be 20. So we'll remove our weight and hang the hem. Okay, we're almost to the end, which means these needles are down in the cylinder, so we're going to have to crank around a little bit to get to those. So I've added my weight back in. And we'll go slowly on this round. Okay, the needles are exposed, so I'm going to remove the weight again and hang the remainder of the hem. Okay, add the weight back in. We'll continue this round. Okay, that's one. That's 16 rounds, and I'm to the end of this ball, so I'm gonna just add my second ball. Okay, that's 30 rounds, and now we're going to start the toe, or the top of the hat. So I'm going to crank on around to the 6 o'clock position, which is right there for me. And then I'm going to raise 36 needles, because we are on the bigger cylinder, which is 72. And I'm going to do a little bit of a rounded toe. I've done some where I lifted up 2 needles all the way, and I think I'm going to just do that 2 or 3 times. So we've got 36 working needles now and 36 non-working needles on the back. Come to here. We're going to raise 2 on this side, and I'm going to slightly nudge these up. My first attempt for a heel or a toe on this cylinder, so I'm assuming, oh, we need to engage our heel spring. There we go. Oops. Don't think I raised them quite enough because it wasn't going to catch. Make sure we get under there. those. I adjusted where my yarn carrier was sitting, and maybe I need to bring it a bit closer. Okay, so we've got that way. Got a bit of a snafu right there. I am going to bring that yarn carrier just a tad bit closer. So now we'll raise 2 on this side. We're gonna nudge these first 2 up a bit, and we'll come back. And we'll make sure these knit correctly. Looks like we're looking good on that side. Okay, and we'll raise 2 on this side and nudge those 2 up a bit. Come back. Okay, now we're looking good on that side. I am going to put on my heel fork now. Okay, so I still need to raise these, take them out of work, nudge these 2 up a bit, come back, and I think I'll do one more pass with 2, and then we'll switch back to 1, or switch 2 just once. Okay, from now until we get to the 2 white marks, we are going to just lift 1 needle on each side, but we'll still nudge these 2 up because that seems to work best on my machine. One needle up, nudge those up. I will adjust my heel fork up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Wait. I don't want to count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and those are nudged up, so I've already done that. One up, nudge 2 up, one up and nudge two. One up, nudge two. Don't want to forget a step here. One up, nudge two. Oops, we didn't go that time. And I'm going to blame my heel forks. Whoops. I think I've got to squeeze these in a little more to get the right downward pressure. You don't want to poke yourself with them. I don't want to poke that through my yarn either. I want to poke it through a hole. Okay, try that again. All the way back to here. That is closed. That could have been the problem. You can avoid problems if you just go really slowly through this part of the process and watch what is happening. We'll have one more decrease on each side after this one. So this will be the last decrease on the right side. And the last decrease on the left side. So we'll come around and get to the back, and then we'll start increasing. Looks like we split the yarn. Okay. So we are going to, at the beginning, put two back into work. We're going to make sure that those stay open. And then we also need to bring this yarn around to the back of those two. Okay. Put two down. We'll bring this yarn to the back of those two needles. Ensure that the latches are open, and we're going to nudge them up a bit. And we just did 2 needles where we had been doing 1. We're going to do just 1 needle now until we get back to the point where we were doing 2 needles the other direction. So I'm going to put 1 needle down to increase it, bring the yarn around to the back, and come back around. Needle down, yarn to the back. Sorry, I have to talk this through or I might mess it up. Needle down, yarn to the back. Have 2 more times, or 3 including this, of 1 needle, and then we'll go back to 2. Gonna adjust my heel fork again. One down, yarn to the back. Latches open, come back, one down, yarn to the back, latches open, now we're going to start doing 2 needles again. Not 3, just 2. Into the back, latches open. Two down, yarn to the back, latches are open, two down, yarning back, latches open, sure those latches are open. Somehow I'm off on my count, so because I just have one needle left on each side, so I'll do the last one as a single rather than a double. Oops. Let me nudge these up a little more. I've learned that until you actually knit, you can still go back and fix things. Okay, so this is my last one on this side, because in between these two green pins is needle 1, and this is needle 37 on this side. Oops. Don't forget to nudge up and make sure the latch is open. Okay, now this one I'll put it down, put the yarn over and make sure the latch is open, but I'm going to stop here in the center so that I can lower all of my other needles. And then we're going to add the waste yarn in. That one's nudged up, we'll nudge that one up a bit. Latches are open. Nope. Didn't want to go. I'm going to go all the way back to here because that seems to be helpful. We don't want to mess this up at the very last one. Okay, there we go. I'm going to stop here, and now we're going to put the rest of these down. But before we start knitting, we're going to make sure all of those latches are open. Okay. We're looking good. We're going to come back here to the beginning of the round, and we're going to add our waste yarn in and knit a few rounds with that, and then we'll be ready to pop it off. I'm going to leave my heel weight on, but I won't need my spring for this last part because we're going all in one direction. The heel spring really keeps the yarn in the right place if you're not going the same direction. Hold those down while I start cranking. I had one needle that wasn't quite down all the way, and that stops the cranker. Okay. I believe that is the first heel or toe that I have done with no mistakes. So I'm going to take off my heel fork. And my weight, and I'm just going to pull down with everything. And crank this off the machine. Okay, that is what the top of the hat will look like. It looks like a heel or a toe. And then this edge will Kitchener over to this edge. Thanks for watching. Got another baby hat. Just have to finish it. Bye.